This one doesn't sound super loud. Can y'all hear the music? Can y'all hear the music? Hi, Hey, Carmish. Hi. Hi, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. We have a great show in store for you all tonight. Yes, yes, yes. Hot topic. Hot topic. Hot topic. Hot topic. Hot topic. Yes, yes.
I feel slightly 80s with this.
80s?
Slightly 80s.
Okay. All right. It probably is.
Hey, Lorenzo.
I can't see who all is saying hello. So if you saying hey y'all, we got hey there. Y'all can let us know who you are. We're slowly but surely getting everybody.
Missed you last week, Lorenzo.
Getting everybody on here.
It's Entice and Theta Jackson Hickman.
Hey Theta, hey girl, how you doing? Hi, Miss Entice.
Lorenzo, you was in Vegas?
You know he was out there being bad.
He was. You know he was.
I'm looking at pics. You know. Looking at some pictures. Got some water here.
He did
all the
awards, yeah.
Awards.
Do we have congratulations? Did somebody win something?
Right. Do we?
I thought. Or maybe that was a different award that I saw.
He was the announcer. Oh, they got to hear all of that voice.
Okay. I know they had cleanups in aisle 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Hey, Moses.
No, they had some cleanup.
Dude, clean up on aisle 1, 5, 7, 12.
Hazmat team called out.
Casey Carter won Best Issue Cover for March 2022.
Yes. Congratulations.
I'm really trying to be cute about this mango here.
He said yes. Some said they were sitting on towels. You know what, Lorenzo? Here's a little way for you to make a little extra money. You sell some puppy pads before you start talking. For about $1 or $2 a pad. Yes. Look at me trying to help you out. There you
Money,
go.
hand over fist. All
right. As soon as you start talking, it's on and popping. Mm-hmm.
Just say, do you
need your name? Put an L on it or something like that. You put your initial on it. Put your Love Lorenzo. Yeah, just do something.
And watch the waves just happen.
Marketing. Come on in, everybody. Tell a friend. JewCee Tells Erotic Chat is back on the air live tonight. So ain't no telling if it's going to go right, wrong, or in between, okay?
We just do what we do.
With our 80s throwback music. This that slow grind. Grind. Back in the basement. All in the basement.
When we actually slow dance.
You youngsters don't know shit about that.
Do they even know how to slow dance right now?
Well, honey, don't know how to hand dance, don't know how to slow dance, don't know how to fuck. We already know. They don't know. Mm-mm. I just sent you a message, Lorenzo. Actually, I just did. So right before the show came on, I've been a little remiss in my duties, but hey Gigi, hey GZB.
They tweet dance. What's that?
They tweet, they twerk. That's all they do is twerk.
Oh,
The tweet dance?
that's what I don't know if it's twerking.
I think he meant twerk. That's about it.
Lorenzo, you need to clarify.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
need to know because I'm starting to feel a little old over here because I'm like, it's something I don't know. It's new. These kids and these new
Yeah,
fancy things.
I'm not gonna try no tweet, no twerk. I'm not putting none out. No, none out. Oh,
Oh.
they send a message on Twitter that they're dancing.
Oh,
That ain't the same. No, that ain't.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
No,
but-
that's not even close to what we do.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, we get in the basement and get all up close and personal.
That part.
They got me feeling old.
The girl?
Clear all the furniture out the living room. Come on now, that's how you have a get down. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. Got something in my eyeball. I do not want that. All right, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Are we ready to start the night? Yes.
I'd like to give a shout out to this mango that is cooperating with me. So
You
I don't
said
look
that-
like I'm some nasty whatever you call it. Because I be fucking mangoes up, man. Don't play with me.
Hey, Dave. Thank you for the energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tweet dance. That's as far as they know. They have no concept of blue lights in basements. No, they do not. They do not. They're young folk.
I do.
They're young folk. You ain't that young, honey. I don't let it go. You ain't that young.
You are absolutely correct.
Let's clarify.
Basement parties and
Clear, like I said, used to clear the furniture out the living room. You know,
Hey, ma'am.
kids upstairs. You know, same thing. Yeah.
Supposed to be in bed, but they probably peeking in, looking too.
Right, old school parents downstairs in the basement drinking it up, playing cards, whatever. Yeah, come on now.
Welcome, David.
you.
Thank you, babe.
All right, guys. Well, welcome everybody. I am your hostess, Ms. JewCee, and of course, I could not do this show without my beautiful melanated queens. All the way out in California, and we have Miss Syren, and then all the way in the Midwest in Indianapolis, Indiana, we have Miss Purple Rain. So, hello, ladies. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
And Miss JewCee is here in Cleveland, Ohio, the North.
The ringleader.
Yeah, the Northeast. Okay, just
Blame her for everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Thanks. Appreciate it. Well, I've had to have some broad shoulders today, so I guess we're going to start it off with that this evening. So if you missed my little post earlier today, it's actually helped. It's been very cleansing. It's been something that I have regretted having to do, but on behalf of myself and the Erotic 7, we must postpone the Ebony Erotic experience. We will be doing this event at a later date after the winter time. So stick and stay. If you have tickets, and or if you are a vendor and you're listening to this broadcast tonight, we will have more information coming out in the next couple of days on how you can either continue to be a part of the event in April, because April is a definite go. We will not be postponing, canceling, or anything. It will be going. But you'll be able to find out if you want to get a refund or if you want to stay on board. So just stick and stay for that information. And I know people are always, well, what happened? What happened? So very simply, very politely, very easily, we simply did not reach our goals with ticket sales. So that is why we are postponing this event. There were a lot of conflicts with the date, and so, what we're going to do is reschedule our event for the beginning of 2024. So, we are definitely a go next year. We have everything in place. I mean, our facility is already paid for. We have some of the hottest people of color in this industry that will be a part of this event. And so, we did a small poll, and the poll pretty much came back with the majority of people stating that it was the date. So you know what? Let's move it, because we want to give everyone an opportunity to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful event. So once again, just so everybody knows, we're starting off the show letting everybody know that the Ebony Erotic Experience, the Second Coming Burlesque Edition, has been postponed. It will not be held on October 27th and 28th, 2023. We will be moving it until 2024. We're shooting for around the end of April. So we'll get you an actual date once we meet with the facility, and just get our date lined out, and that'll be back up. So for those of you that hadn't had a chance to get tickets, now you will have a chance to get your tickets, and be a part of this wonderful, wonderful erotic event. Okay, so I have handled my housekeeping. Is there anything that you ladies would like to add to what was stated? We'll start with you, Miss Purple Rain.
Um, it is sad, but it is postponed and not canceled. So you guys, like she said, it still gives you a chance. We're still got all the same things planned for you guys. So let's get in there and get those tickets.
And Miss Syren,
I
anything?
third that emotion.
So
Heard that emotion.
That part. I'm just happy we're still doing it.
it's just postponed.
That makes me happy.
The main thing is I don't like to cancel anything. I don't even like to postpone anything. So for a lot of you that reached out to me today, because this morning it was very emotional, it still is for me. Um, I want to thank you guys that have reached out, supported me, called me, texted me, um, and just been there. I got to give a big shout out. She doesn't know that I don't know what's wrong with my cell phone besides the fact that it's an 8S and I refuse to get a 14. But her message came through a little delayed, and I didn't get it until right before showtime. So, Erica Jarvis, girl, I love you so much. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I have spoke to Lady V and D Black, just letting everyone know they are definitely on board. They will be back with us. I have spoke to Ollie Woods and Hollywood. They will both be back with us as we continue to let our featured guests know, and our vendors and our ticket holders. We look like we're going to be in good shape. We're giving you plenty of notice. So if you do have hotel rooms, please go ahead and cancel those for this event, and we will get you the new dates just as soon as we can. Okay? It was hard, but I did it. Yes. Okay. Moving on. So, woo. Girl, wait a minute. I'm going to pretend I'm not drinking tonight, but I'm going to pretend this is like a shot of whiskey.
I'm going to pretend with you. Here you go.
I had a migraine. I can't drink tonight.
Okay.
Well, I guess nobody's drinking tonight.
Right. Because that ain't nothing but water, y'all. That ain't nothing but water.
and this is vegetables.
So we have a great topic, though, to talk to you guys about. And this is pretty much what we all really need to get more comfortable with. And so our topic tonight is sex positivity. Woo! I said a mouthful. You know, the room gets quiet when you talk about
Yeah.
the room gets quiet when you say the word sex or positive sex or good sex, any kind of sex. The room just totally becomes crickets. So we we got to learn to get away from all of that. And so I thought tonight it would be great to have this conversation, um, because it is an important topic to have. It is an important topic to talk about because a lot of people in this day and age, yeah, we're in the year 2023, but we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to sex positivity. Ladies, would you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Absolutely.
A lot of
Absolutely.
It makes my head hurt how much work.
it is a lot. It is a lot. Um, there's so many negative connotations when it comes to just even not even just having sex, but just talking about sex. There's a lot of things that you can't talk about or you shouldn't talk about, or you have your religious connotations that Miss Syren can relate to. You have peer pressure. You have people that just get embarrassed. I know for a fact when I'm talking at an event that, or I'm talking at a toy show, and I mention the word anal sex, the whole room, it's just to watch it, to stand and watch the faces. If I say we're gonna talk about anal sex, everybody ass tightens up. I mean, it just
Why
it's a,
though? Why?
it's an automatic. It's just like this automatic reflex. I can
Open that bad boy up, y'all.
I can clear a room. I can clear a room. I can clear a room. No, they ain't opening, honey. They tight. That's
I mean, I'm one of those ones that clenches a little bit, but I do want to eventually get there once I get a life partner. But it is a little. I
but we can't even talk about it. We can't even talk about it.
like talking about it now. I like talking about
We
it.
can't even talk about it. So
It's almost like the things that we can't talk about are the things that we want to do, but nobody wants to necessarily admit to the masses that they do it.
All of my friends admit it. I ain't got no friends that don't admit it.
But see, that's your circle though.
Yeah,
So your circle is they y'all are solid because y'all are secure in y'all shit.
we
And y'all
good.
can right, y'all
We
can
good
talk
over
about that shit.
here.
Y'all are like, it is what it is. But then you have those that are around those that are
Yeah,
naturally, and it
I
makes
keep
them
a
not
sex
want to.
positive circle
Then
though.
it's
I
almost
keep it
like
very
whenever you hear about it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's tap. Why are y'all acting like y'all don't do this shit?
because a lot of them don't. Don't you know it's a lot of women out here that ain't getting no good sex, and there's a lot of men out here that ain't getting no sex at all. So they saying they don't do it because they don't do it. They acting uptight about it and weird about it because they don't know what it feels like. They don't know the excitement and the adrenaline rush that it is to have great sex positive sex.
That part, and
They
for
don't
some reason
know.
they feel like if somebody knew, no, those that are actually doing it, those they don't want you to know because they feel like if you know they're doing it, they're gonna look less than when it's like
They gonna look like they burning in hell with gasoline draws on is what they
right, and
gonna
it's
look like.
like, yo, just
ooh, we
you
ain't not
doing
burning
it.
in
You
hell.
don't want to just be you. All that energy
In
that
their
you are
mind, they
hanging
going to
on,
hell.
all the energy that you hanging on
Shoot, in
to
my mind, I'm in heaven.
secret, so that nobody knows something, and then you want to also go out and make it not capable that they're not able to do it either. Like,
Exactly.
make it make sense for me, please.
It ain't gonna never make sense, honey.
Well,
No,
hey,
it's not. It really is not. And So
No one has given them
Permission to have.
permission to have great sex. That is so true, Anthony. But who has to give them
Wow.
permission? Nobody gave me permission either. I just did it.
Uh, that's actually a very deep statement.
So let me read you a little something that I found from the Cleveland Clinic here. So they actually, are writing. We're getting more articles about this, which is absolutely wonderful. More sex positivity, more sex positive articles are coming out. More people are recognizing. This was back in October. This was done in October 12th, 2021. And it states, what does sex positive mean? Embrace the diversity of sexual expression. It says historically our culture has been filled with negative references about sex and sexual identity. But the idea of being sex positive, an attitude about sexuality that is free from judgments, has gained new momentum over the last few years. Psychologist Adrienne Bennett, PhD, talks about sex positivity and why it's an inclusive way to think and behave. She states, what does it mean, sex positive mean? It means you are sex positive if you emphasize openness, non judgmental attitudes, as well as freedom and liberation about both sexuality and sexual expression. This can mean you support all gender identities, gender expressions, gender presentations, and sexual orientations. It's more of an attitude and acceptance of trying not to be judgmental either to yourself or other people who may have a different lifestyle, Dr. Bennett says. As long as they are consenting adults, you don't see it as problematic behavior. So there's that word, y'all. there's that there's that word. There's that word, that consent word,
Yes.
that word that we chat about often is all up in there. Okay, it's all up in her definition. And
Dave B said it can be hard to discuss sex. Like if I mention I'm a former porn star to a vanilla friend, the horror on their faces is downright crazy. Like they want me to wash my mouth out with soap. And it's like I really wish that that was really not the case because it's like they don't know the joys. They're missing out, and they're looking at you as though you're doing something that is.
They looking at us like we gonna look, because Lorenzo done already said he about to buy my line. They look at us like we burning in hell with gasoline draws on. I
And it's
swear, it's
like, and
amazing.
it's like if you only could just allow yourself
It's
any
like having any passion or fun in your
or
life is
pleasure,
illegal.
like real pleasure.
a lot of people here also, you have to remember that we are we are under the colonization rules, I guess, is the best way to say this. We are not our authentic selves as people of color.
Mm.
Please
That ain't that
please
it.
please remember that we are under colonization rules and regulations, their interpretation of the Bible, which is missing much and a lot of information from it. We are being systematically told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, who to do it with, and
And your reason you're supposed to do it.
and yes, and it's all in the glory of God.
Er,
Right.
David, I agree with you. Acceptance isn't for everyone. You're
absolutely
absolutely correct.
yes. He said, "I've learned to accept the balance of my own life, on my own sexual life, and not everyone needs to be in my circle. Has to have a conversation on BDSM, swing, or sex work, etc." Did I read that right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone doesn't need to have the conversation, but you also should be able to have the conversation if you want to and not be judged. Um,
Correct.
so eh, when you say, hey, Rising, hey, when you say that, people look at it as funny, or people, like I said, when I say certain things, like we're going to talk about anal sex in the whole room, I got people, I mean, I've got everybody's attention, and then all of a sudden I got 15 women going to get something to drink,
Clutches pearls.
clutches pearls and leaves the room. Okay, I got three left. you know, and they're sitting there eager to learn, eager to understand how to do this, so it's not so painful. They're ready to dive in. They're ready to learn. But we have other people that, and I think part of the problem is this for me when we're talking about, let's talk about sex. The problem for me is we have been indoctrinated. A lot of people don't even know why they don't like certain things. They don't like certain things not because they've tried it. They don't like certain things because somebody has told them it's wrong, or
Bingo.
it's nasty.
Or they tell you that you get pregnant. You if you have sex, you get pregnant. You die. You go to hell.
Yeah. Unwed. There you go.
Yeah,
Look
you have
here.
sex. You get
I'm sick
pregnant.
of
You
that
die.
lie.
You go to hell. That was
I'm sick of that lie.
So somebody else has put you in their sexual box, whether you realize it or not. Because as soon as you're closed minded, remember what we just read. It's about having an open mind. I'm not saying that you have to do everything.
But it's about being open to any and every possibility that there is for pleasure.
and being open to it does not necessarily mean that you have to do it.
Right,
That's true.
right.
It just means that you don't get to turn your nose up at somebody because they decide to do it. That's really what it is.
Exactly.
Because it has
But
nothing to do.
I am a person. I'm that person that says I will try everything twice. Once to see, two to make sure I like it or don't like it.
And this is the thing I think everybody it gets mixed up in. Just because you don't want to do something doesn't mean that someone else shouldn't want to do it or shouldn't do it. That's for you to decide. You decided that you didn't want to do it. That is great for you. You don't have to. But
But
how
you don't,
dare you stand in the way of somebody else
somebody
doing
else.
what they
Right.
want to do? That's
Or
their
you
decision to make.
or you pass judgment on the person that is doing something that
Exactly.
maybe you don't know how to do, or you can't do, or something that maybe you didn't enjoy doing. And here's the craziest thing of it all, is maybe because you did it with a certain partner, maybe that's what made it not enjoyable. Maybe trying it with a different partner, or a different way, or getting a little more research. Prime example, you guys know I'm very open, so I'm going to share this, my anal experience. My first anal experience, let me just explain, we didn't have no damn experience. Okay. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, and it was not enjoyable. And I was trying to understand, because I have a cousin that loves it, and I'm like, how do you love this? This is horrid. But I found out, and I learned we didn't have the right lube. we didn't have, we weren't in the right, I wasn't in the right position. No wonder I didn't like it, so now that I'm older, now that I went and took some uh took some time to actually, just so everybody knows, just broke across my phone, Trump has been indicted in Georgia. Just letting everyone know for the news. There you go. The grand jury has indicted him. So there you go.
Isn't this like fourth state? The
Five.
fourth?
Five. Really, technically, it's five, because they had an amendment to the one, an addendum to the one that they. Girl, let's just go with five. And
5 charges.
no,
Indictments.
indictments. He's got over
Separate
100.
indictments.
He's got
State
over
and federal. He's state and federal, dude.
over 100 over 100 charges right now.
If y'all don't see that this dude is so fucking gangster and he is playing, oh my god. Anyway, next, what were we
Right.
talking about?
Yeah,
Anal?
just
Uh-huh.
yeah. We were talking about
Assholes.
right on cue. Gotta be quick right here. Gotta be quick.
I'm done with both of y'all.
Obviously, we're not voting for him. Okay. So,
How is he even still running with all these
I'm
indictments?
just saying, yo. Okay,
political
I'll go
system
to
is
the
fucked
corner
up.
with you.
what is it going to the corner?
You're right, but fools will still vote for him like Jim Jones. Thank you.
Yeah, they
Like,
will.
yeah. Anyway,
Between him and Ron the Devil,
Just-
I don't know what to do
Ron
with the
the Devil.
Republican Party.
Yeah, it's
dummy number 1 and dummy number 2, whatever.
oh, we Tweedly Dee and Tweedly Dum. There you
Hey.
go. So, but anyway, didn't know what we were doing. Did it all wrong. Wasn't enjoyable. Tried it again the second time. It wasn't much better. Tolerated it. But I knew finally I had met my first Dom, and he's the one that showed me what I needed to be doing in the first place. Because there wasn't a lot of, there wasn't the internet like it is now. There wasn't a lot of places that I could go to research anal sex, how to actually do it comfortably. And so I was very blessed to have someone that was very patient and told me how to do it in a way that I'm like, oh, hell, now I'm good. Okay, we got this now. Why didn't somebody, first of all, wrong lube. If you're doing anal sex, folks, do not use water-based lube, okay? Lube is great, but make sure it's a silicone, okay? Or a glycerin, not water-based, because what happens with water-based is it absorbs into the body, and therefore the lubricant is taken into the body and it's dry. So it's not going to be comfortable for the person that's taking the anal sex, and it's not really going to be comfortable for the person that is giving the anal sex if it is an actual penis holder. Then I suggest you start out with butt plugs. Start small, work your way up to the size of the penis. Do not start with something big and be uncomfortable. You can do these things on your own. You can use a butt plug.
Don't hurt yourself.
Right. Take your time, because when your body is in pain, that is your body telling you something is wrong. That doesn't mean keep going. That means cease and desist. Stop. Stop, drop, and roll. Just don't keep going, okay? Just don't keep going. And then I'm serious, okay?
I almost had green all over my wall. Oh my god.
That part.
Just stop.
I saw you.
And then chat afterwards, find out if everything was comfortable. It should be, and you can learn how to do this correctly, and it can be very enjoyable, ladies. And also you can have an orgasm anally. So
yes, indeed.
And it can be harder than a vaginal orgasm. So just
combine. Oh Lord Jesus.
Combine the two.
Or you can combine the two. You can have a combo. Yeah.
I've had an anal orgasm without even having anal sex. That orgasm is, oh my freaking God. I go to sleep. If I have one of those, I'm knocked out in 2.2 seconds as soon as I roll. I'm that girl.
She said, okay, here we go.
Right.
That part.
Coming them out.
Look, with my stuff next.
One fetal position coming up.
Right.
You want to take this little out? Figure that out. What, Jalen?
He's Anthony says that difference is what got me into my love of anal. Okay. Um yes, especially if the man is bigger, is a bigger size. A woman shouldn't just take a woman shouldn't just take her time and make that man deserves that honor. Um yes and no. The main thing is that the you want to make sure as a woman that you are not trying to have a man who is this big put something into something that is this big. Okay.
Especially, and you're not used to it,
And
and
you're
then
not
there are other issues that could be going on down there in that area.
Never done it.
take your time.
I can.
Ain't nothing. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get anything in there because every man I know is this big, and mine's is
Well, I
It,
think
it, it
everybody is
will
that
it will
small,
work
but
once you relax and once you have the proper lube and um with you we already know we've got to try to find you the right set of butt plugs that are going to work for you, because and that's why there's so many different kinds out there, and that's why your
yeah,
sister
sells
sells
toys.
toys.
To answer your question, Jalen, it was my positioning and the way he was hitting it, and yeah, so
and there is a such thing as you
it
can put a
happened.
thumb in that bad boy, and yeah.
Well, I've had one that way too, but the time that put me to sleep like a light, I was on my back, so it
Hmm.
was no thumb back there.
Lorenzo says, freeze your lube and take your time. Taking your time is key, fellas. That's really don't get all excited. Oh, I'm gonna get the ass. Oh, I'm gonna get the ass. Oh, I'm gonna get that. You sound silly.
It should be a
Just
slow stroke,
take
fellas.
your time. Let her pace you, because eventually she's gonna be able to pull you in. And you have to remember the anal canal is not straight. It is curved. Okay, it is curved. So when you're trying to do stuff, you're actually hitting the lining, and that's what's causing the pain. You're not allowing her to take it in naturally. So if I don't teach you, I don't know how I got into this teaching y'all stuff
That,
and not
'cause
getting
that's
paid
what you
for it.
do.
Everybody, let me hold up. Let me make sure I put y'all can thank me later, but let me just make sure that at the bottom, y'all got my cash app right there. Feel free. Send me some dollars, okay? Send me some dollars for that information, because that will make it so much better if you just allow her to be able to take it a little at a time. And once she's used to it, then just keep it in there. Don't be trying to back it out. This is not a porn movie. What is
You hear
porn,
that, David?
everybody?
That's not a porn movie.
Entertainment.
Thank you. So it's not a porn movie. All right. So anyway, being sex positive means learning also. It also means learning how to do things correctly, not haphazardly, um, so that everybody enjoys the experience. It also means talking to each other, communicating with each other in the thralls of sex, um, knowing your partner's body, your partner knowing their own body. You would be surprised how many men and women don't know their own bodies. A lot of men out there think that they can only come once. And I claim bullshit on that. So
Say that again.
He can come more than once.
men can come.
Huh?
Men can come more than once.
They sure can.
Mm-hmm.
Did you call bullshit on them coming more than
Them
No,
not
once?
them saying they can't.
can't. Them saying that they can't.
Oh, then it's something wrong with
Because
them.
they
They
think
don't know.
well, it's no, some don't know. Some have been indoctrinated to believe one and done. And they have to understand that that is not necessarily the case.
Anthony
So
said, "Ma'am, some male are one and done." Yeah.
Bullshit to what, David?
No, I think David is saying bullshit to what Anthony just said. I think just like women
Oh,
have to be turned on.
no, the hell we don't.
Hold up. Wait. Are you saying that a man has to be turned on to be able to come more than once?
Anthony, that's our question to you.
And Dave, are you saying bullshit to that they cannot?
Do do do
Right.
do 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 do.
Okay, David says ESO extended sexual orgasm. It's an extended sexual orgasm. Is very powerful.
Hmm.
Just
So he
want
was
to make
saying
sure.
bullshit to what Anthony said. I think.
Okay. Because and
Anthony, are you saying men need to be turned back on?
so I think everybody.
You're not already aroused from the act. You're saying once you come, you have to be re-aroused.
And that makes sense. I mean, that does happen. I mean, I know that when I'm re-arousing mine, after they've had one,
He
we
said
might
yes.
take a small little pause for the cause, and then we go right back at it. And yes, he can come again. It's just that, some people will tell you men can only come one time.
Okay, he said, what I'm saying is that your objective for sex and a man's can differ. A man can see it as a goal, and once the goal is reached, the fun is over.
That's true.
But I'm not understanding.
So he's saying basically the one and done, that a man can see that
So
as
once he comes, he's done unless we re-arouse him to go again.
Okay.
not necessarily re-arousing, but I think what he's saying is that men are kind of conditioned to believe in one and done.
Mm. So Dave B says it's being able to come more than once. It's not just the physical, it's mental pleasure.
Right.
Hmm.
But the
I
but
think I agree.
and but the main thing is, everyone, men can come more than one time. It's women can have multiple orgasms, and so can men. It's just like, if I want to have a multiple orgasm, you know what? You're going to have to put in the work to get me to come there. Okay. It's just that simple. Same thing for women to the men. If you want him to have multiple orgasms, you got to get him there. So,
I agree, David. Why stop after one? Hey,
Right. Keep the fun going.
exactly. Let's let's see who needs more water.
usually me.
Water girl. Oh, water girl.
Concierge.
Now you fuck me good enough, I might get up and make you an egg
Uh
sandwich.
oh. Uh oh. In the kitchen cooking.
No, I'm making the tacos.
Uh oh.
I might go make some
I'm
rotel.
making the tacos.
Can I just come for the food?
You know what?
Y'all know my
Garcon.
I'll bring you a mason jar full of Kool-Aid.
Uh oh.
Not a mason jar.
A mason jar.
So, moving
Oh,
on.
okay.
If we can get up and cook, we ain't do it right. Oh, okay. Okay.
No,
Well,
no. That does not mean that. If I can get up and cook, that means you hit that right, okay? Because I got my
right.
Y'all are clowning out here today.
Right, he said, let's see who will eat their Wheaties first. Okay.
right.
Okay.
At least they're sex positive.
I know, right? This is all sex positive.
This is all sex positive. At least. So let's talk a little bit more about being this way. Sex positivity, once again, it's about being open and non-judgmental. Sex positivity embraces diversity of sexual expression. Now, the one thing I will admit that I'm not very good at, with every with some of the changes that have come about in the past, uh, 3, 4, 5 years, somewheres in there, is the pronouns. And I'm not trying to do it to offend anyone. I'm just pretty much old school. Okay. It's just, it's a lot for my little tiny brain to kind of absorb and wrap my mind around. And it's not trying to be disrespectful to anyone. That is not it. So what is your pronoun? What do you want me to call you? I would rather me ask you than get it wrong, um, because I have gotten it wrong, and not to be hurtful, just because on this particular level, I would say I'm not as experienced, because this was not something that we did in my day. You were either a he or a she, and then the other one was a it. That was the those were our options: he, she, and it. you know but now there's a lot more out there that we are really honestly talking about, and I like to be very, very inclusive. But I admit I still need to learn the pronouns for folks, so that I am not calling you something that's going to be offensive to you. um is anybody else having trouble with the pronoun thing? Because
I'm having trouble with the pronouns for they, them. So
I'm getting
it is
better with
easy
it.
for me to translate him, her, him, he, him, she, her when they look like what they want to be called.
Mhm.
So if you are born a man and you are dressing as a woman and want to be called a woman, that's easy for me because you are presenting as a woman. Vice versa, if you are born a woman and presenting as a man, if that's what you want to be called as he, him, you are presenting that way, so it makes it easier. Where I get confused, and it's weird that I get confused, but it's part of the reason why even my pronouns still consider are carry she, her, is the they, them, because they both can present either or. There's a lot of non-binaries that still present how they were born, but don't want to be identified how they were born. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you did real good with that, girl. I can rewind this and
Well, I mean, because I realized a long time ago that I was non-binary, but I'm very feminine presenting. And but the reason why I considered myself non-binary is because at a point in time in my life, I did realize that I could do both. I'm very good at presenting masculine. I'm very good at presenting feminine. The older I get, though, I choose to be on more of my feminine side. So when it comes to things like work environment, I still go by she, her, but I also go by they. It's not or and they, them. But for me, it doesn't put my panties in a bunch because I know I look like a woman. So I'm not about to try to confuse nobody and force my pronouns down anybody's throat either.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
older though. This new generation, they want a type of respect that they're not willing to give.
that's what it feels like.
Yeah. And
Um, as far as all of that goes, I yeah, Purple Rain, you did really good with that explanation. The way I understand it is the they them. If you think about them as plural, it's a not a one. It's a plural. So when you think about a group of people, more than one, what do you say? They, them. If I'm talking to you and I say, "Well, I got a friend, and well, and they need to do this." I'm not trying to put a gender on it. I'm just talking in general. It's I got a friend. I'm talking in general because I may be even talking about myself. Who knows? But think about it like that. Well, I got this friend, and they don't really need for their mom to know this, but they have this issue, and this is what they're going through. I just use those pronouns talking about a person. If you look at it like that, If because people talk about, well, it's how we innocent. Why are you how do you use it in a sentence? Okay, let's go back to school. Like JewCee always says, we're gonna go back to school. We've used
And
this before. We just didn't use it in
that's all
this
great.
instance. Hold on, I'm not done.
Yes.
We just haven't used it in this instance. So if we look at it from the perspective of, okay, so we were taught how to speak of people, then you would say they, them. If someone who is non-binary, that means they're more than one. It's a they, them.
Correct. But that's not what I'm referring to, because once they tell you it's fine, you already know. The problem that that most people are having is that you don't know that they're non-binary until they tell you they are non-binary.
Yes, I can
How
understand.
you gonna be mad at me for gendering you what you look like when you ain't told me who you are?
Now that one I can definitely say I'm definitely with you. If you don't be upset when people don't know, you can't get mad at someone for not knowing what they don't know. Now
Exactly.
that part, yeah, you can't do that, period. Even if it's not even talking about your gender or your pronouns or whatever, you can't be mad at somebody because they didn't know that this was going to hurt when this happened, or that this was going to happen when this happened. I didn't know what that reaction was going to actually happen. But when it comes to the saying of it, I didn't understand it until I got it from that perspective. If we're talking about a person without a gender, to me, that would be a non-binary person. So to look at them as a plural. And if we look at it as a plural, then you're no longer looking at, oh, it's male and female. Just look at them as a plural.
Yep.
And here's the thing. We were at an event, Purple Rain and I, about a month ago, here in Ohio, Geneva on the Lake, and the Kinky Camp, and we had a great time. We met some really, really wonderful people, but there was an instance where I probably used the wrong pronoun for this person. But once again, I have to agree with both of you ladies. If you are presenting a certain way, you can't, and I guess maybe some of you aren't comfortable yet with your new found femininity or your
Lifestyle.
newfound masculinity or lifestyle. Well, when I say lifestyle, you know what I think of. But if you're not comfortable in your own skin, like Purple Rain just said, don't be mad at us because you say nothing. You don't help us, and you want us to assume. And you know what assuming does.
So out of you. So let's talk and let's ask and do what JewCee says to do.
Let's let us know. Let us and people are gonna make mistakes. And a lot of people aren't gonna make mistakes. They're not making mistakes to be mean, cruel, and rotten. You know the difference. You know the difference between when somebody is trying to be, a butthole towards you, and when somebody is just like they just simply just
ignorant. They're just ignorant.
Especially
they don't know.
In a world where yes, there are trans and non-binary, but we still have cross-dressers that go by their regular pronouns. So you can't make me assume.
Right.
What I see. If I'm incorrect, then correct me. But don't think that I'm being an asshole, because I'm not.
Lorenzo, go to the corner. Go to the corner.
Hold on. So Dave hold on. So Dave B said, with respect, they asked what are they? I never want to offend, but it drives me crazy. And then he says, and it's like I have to assume who you are, and then I'm expected to say they or them, although my mind and visual doesn't see a they or them. And I understand that. And then Lorenzo's gonna say, if you're not willing to put it on a t-shirt, don't cry when folks don't know. That's actual facts though. Because if people don't know,
I want to put that on a t-shirt though.
Go to the corner, a t-shirt.
Can I put that statement on a t-shirt? If you're not willing to know, don't cry when folks. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
That whole statement needs to go on a t-shirt.
Right. But he still needs to go to the corner for 2 minutes. Yeah. I swear.
2 minutes.
Even though he's telling the truth. But it's just it is very it is very confusing, and like I said, we are trying to be very positive with our communication. And quite frankly, I don't care if you're a he, she, or it don't matter. You're a person first. You're a human being first. That's really all that matters. If you want to talk to me about getting a toy for you and your partner, let's talk about the toy. I'm not standing there to offend you. You're now a customer or a client. I just want to know, what kind of apparatuses you need, or what kind of toys, or what kind of lube, or where I can assist you. And that's really it. I'm not into he, she, they, them, because I know I'm gonna mess it up. I'm just gonna be really honest. I probably need to make a sign that says I'm gonna mess it up. And I'm not trying to do it to be offensive. It's just that you want me to accept you, but you don't accept the fact that, first of all, I'm 60 years old and I have to try to change a mindset. I've changed it a lot, but this part, whoosh.
It's a learning curve because it's a
And
whole
if you,
lot that has happened over the last few decades that has changed. And yes, it's changed for the better. And yes, I'm glad that people are feeling seen, more seen, heard, and understood. Even though
mm-hmm.
yes, you do have the dummies that don't want to understand. And JewCee is not saying that she does not want to understand it. She is trying to learn it. It's just give her some time in learning it.
And the other thing is, feel free. Let's eliminate the guessing game.
Tell
Okay,
me.
tell me exactly. Because my mother used to say, a closed mouth don't get fed. Okay, feel free, open your mouth. I'm a she, I'm a he, I'm a they, I'm a them, I'm a we, I'm a I don't I say something.
Dude, can I just say that statement right there? Lorenzo said, "At our age, we can't remember our own dates of birth. Sometimes I don't. Can I just say I had to count this year of how old I was turning?
So we're not trying, right, we're not trying to be offensive in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But and I
And
am accepting. I'm accepting of you however you present yourself.
absolutely, whatever, whoever you are, it's
I can,
you.
if you're coming to me and you're saying that you're having, and I have talked to trans, I have talked to gay, I have talked to it makes me no difference, because I look at you and I see a person. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's the short part of it. Everybody else got this long drawn out. I'm not doing all that. That's too much for me. We just gonna say you a person, and what can I do to help you or make you feel loved and comforted and cherished. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's enough. I think some of this stuff for some of us, myself definitely, it is very overwhelming. It is, and you're trying your hardest not to offend anyone, and you wind up offending them anyway because you're trying so hard not to. So
That's the big part.
just feel free to tell. Just go ahead. Go ahead. If you're proud of it, I'm a she. If you're proud of it, I'm a he. If
You know
you're black
what?
and you're
If
proud,
it's
I'm black and I'm proud. Just go ahead.
if it's that important to you, those there are some that it's not really that important to,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because they're secure in who they are.
Mm,
Whether you are he, she, them, or they, whatever, you're secure in who you are as a human being within your skin, within what you feel that is you. No, people are not intentionally trying to offend you
no.
if they don't know and do understand it, and just leave space. And it's okay sometimes just say, no, I prefer this. And it's the way you say it. Sometimes, no, that's not who I said. No, they didn't
Don't do
know.
that.
Just give it a second, pause. You know what? Actually, it's, and you never know. You will be very surprised at how many of us will go. You know what? I apologize. I sincerely apologize.
Mm-hmm.
They or he or she. Like it's not meant to make you feel like you are less than. Sometimes it's literally, I just didn't know.
Exactly. So don't be quite that sensitive. Help
Another pet
help
peeve.
help us educate us, help us understand. And it's really just that simple. So I
But
wanted
Dave,
to
that's what I was actually saying. Dave B just said another pet peeve is pronouns changing for the individual depending on the day. It's like I'm a her or she today, but tomorrow I'm a them and then I'm a they. Pick a pronoun to be secure and happy. They're not, and that's the reason why they're doing that. They're not secure. So that's why I'm saying for them to just give us grace that don't know.
exactly.
And us, we kind of, that's for them to deal with. It's not for us to deal with. That's them. Good
So
night, Lorenzo.
it says, what is sex positivity? My personal working definition of sex positivity is operating around the topics of human sexuality, health, and pleasure with respect and without shame or stigma. This includes gender identity, orientation, sex education, nudity, relationship styles, body positivity, safer sex, reproductive equity, sorry, and much more, says Goody Howard, a resident sex educator for sexual hygiene body care company of Royal. Historically, it was common for sex to be viewed from a moralistic, based in sin, or medicalized, based in sickness or disease framework. Through these lenses, otherwise natural and healthy sexual desires and behaviors are something to be repressed, controlled, or cured, explains sociologist and certified sexologist Sarah McCallan. Um, this is where sex positivity does come in, because back in the day, not really that long ago, there were not women doctors. If everybody will remember, there really were not a lot of women doctors. And especially, there were not a lot of women doctors that were OBGYNs.
That part.
Okay. So you've got some guy who doesn't even have the same parts as you looking up your hoo ha, telling
Telling
you
you what it is.
telling you what it is and telling you what's wrong with it, but he ain't got one. Okay. He ain't got one. So and it whatever their male testosterone ego thing was back in the day, it just wasn't right for women to be looking up a hoo ha. Why not? They've got one.
Right. They could probably better tell you what is going on just because they have it.
They have a hoo ha.
They know what it feels like when you enter it.
Otis, hi. So I mean, uh,
Patriarchy at its finest.
I'm just saying.
it's just so a lot of times, we were not. They were looking at sex from a scientific standpoint or a medical standpoint, and not a pleasure standpoint.
Because we're not supposed to be pleasured. It's for the men's pleasure, not ours.
Howard believes the term sex positive became popular in the late 1990s as the more palatable term for sexual liberation movements of the 1960s. Its more culturally responsive framework and respects human variance as it applies to gender and orientation in ways that free love did not. Melican adds that the sex positive movement developed in response to concerns about patriarchal influences on culture views regarding sexuality. Feminist in nature, the goals were and was and is to encourage the healthy sexual expression and relationships of women and people of all genders. So being sexually positive, being more positive about sex, is really for all of us, but a lot of this is really geared towards the positivity of sexual behavior for women,
Mm-hmm.
because we have been told we should not enjoy sex. We have been told the only time that we should have sex is to have children. And believe me, in 2023, that shit's still going down.
Have you seen those conferences where they're talking about that shit?
You know, we've already had a reverse on Roe versus Wade when it's our bodies.
That women in leadership crap, they're talking about. You're talking about women in leadership, but you're talking about you guys should want to be at home and have children and serve your husband. What?
You talking about them old female politicians that need to be in the dirt that shouldn't?
No, no. I'm talking about the ones Candace Owens as was sitting there talking to them, talking about yes, women shouldn't run nothing. We should sit and stand behind our man.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stand next to my man.
I'm going to support my man.
From from next to him because he's my equal.
Right. Here's the
What
thing.
he can't do, I can do, and what I can't do, he can do, and we got each other.
That's called balance.
And the whole thing is that we have been, if you look at other cultures, I keep going to this, man. When you look at other cultures, when you start to do the real honest to goodness live research on sex, the freedom that there used to be before the colonization of Tahiti, the Bahamas, Africa, China, Hawaii. When you look at
And it's
how
happening right now too.
how open their their from rituals, um, to multiple wives, multiple husbands, to they were doing poly, they were gay, they were
Transgender.
transgender, they were cross dressing. I mean, all of it's not like this stuff just happens, y'all. It's been going on since the beginning of time. So how can it be so wrong if God is the person, or the God is the entity, whatever you want to look at it, he can make no mistakes. That's what y'all say. He can make no mistakes. So who's making the mistake? Because it's not God. And according to you all, he's created all of this.
All knowing, all being, all doing, and yeah.
So where's the mistake? I'll wait.
I won't, because I'm gonna get mine. How about that?
I just want to understand where the mistake is. If you're going to turn to the Bible, you're going to be biblical and you're going to quote half-ass stuff, then make it make sense. Because you contradict yourself every step of the way, especially when it comes to human nature and human sexuality. You contradict yourself every step of the way. So something has to give, because something's not right. You can't say one thing in one breath and then try to go over here and take it back and trim it down or make it fit your situation, because that's basically what you're trying to do, is make whatever it is fit whatever it is you're uncomfortable with.
Right.
And we're good at that. I mean, we've been doing it a long time. We're good at it. Not great, but good. Because then you have people like us who come along and just tear it all up because it doesn't make any sense. Knowing your sexual being, knowing what you like sexually is not a bad thing. Having great sex, having good sex, having any sex
Knowing your body inside and out.
is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's even been scientifically proven that it makes you feel good. It releases endorphins. It it brings joy.
What
Oh,
I used to say, if everyone had an orgasm a day, this world would be a much happier place.
oh, I'm always saying an orgasm a day will keep. Yeah, you know,
Orgasm a day keeps depression
it
away.
does. You know, we're talking about, you know, releasing this is natural for our body. This is we hold out, ladies that are out here, you know, withholding the pussy, you know, I ain't giving him none. Okay, don't worry, he can go find some down the street. Don't
That
say
part,
don't say
don't get it twisted. When one
don't
won't, the other one will.
exactly, don't say nothing. And what you need to do
And
is go
that goes either
vice versa.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Mm-hmm. But I would be trying to screw his brains out. That's what I'd be trying to do. Get in my way. Make him forget we was fighting. Sometimes makeup sex is the best sex. Just pick a fight.
Like, and what was you mad about again?
just pick a fight. Just go ahead.
I'm always picking fights.
Just pick a fight so we can have some makeup.
Don't say that at me. I like picking fights.
He said one a day. Jalen said one a day would be amazing.
See?
Yeah, we agree.
Well,
Yeah. There's really, like I said, ladies, there's and gentlemen that are tuning in tonight, there's nothing wrong with being sexually active, as much as you can, when you can, where you can, with whomever you can. You know, just be safe about it. um Try some new things, do some new things, don't just keep doing the same old boring things. Spice it up a little bit, add a little spice, have some fun with it, talk, relate to each other, but keep it all positive. If something doesn't go right in the bedroom, you can actually correct that, you can actually fix it, but you have to communicate, you have to chat about it, you have to talk about it. You can't be, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot be in your feelings when somebody is trying to tell you about their body, especially if you're not doing something that is pleasing to their body, because they may not know everything there is to know about their body, but they can tell you when something is going wrong, and that's the part you really need to listen to. Oh, could we get rid of Mike? Mike is a
Facebook person.
I don't even know where Mike is.
We need to find out where Mike is so Mike can go back.
It says Facebook, but I don't. It's not connected to mine, so I don't know where he came from. I'm about to go on here and check all of them.
Yeah, Mike has some issues. I want to smell you after you jog. Mike, go somewhere. Take your little 2-year-old ass someplace. Syren's face is priceless right now. She's like, what the entire, you know, you have arrived when you get this crap, okay? You know that you have arrived. She's talking about mayonnaise.
What the
I'm
fuck?
sorry, because I'm the man. I don't know why the mayonnaise.
I'm trying to figure out where he's at though. Like, what?
I don't see him on
Bro,
my. It's Facebook.
He's not in Ebony Erotic Experience. He's not in Juicy Boutique.
Okay, you know
Hey,
what?
Jackass Mike, where you at? He might be in Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. See,
What room you in, bruh?
right, so we can kick you the fuck out.
He said he's playing leapfrog. Okay, go ahead, play leapfrog with yourself. Anyway, back to our conversation.
Right. Goodbye, Mike.
Right. Anyway,
Takes one
so
idiot to ruin the. Yeah, no, he's not
so
going to ruin
yes,
our
babe, you were right.
energy.
Quality over quantity. Absolutely, I agree with that statement.
Yeah, and you can, like I said, but even if you do that, you know what I'm saying. I do agree with that too. Um, you definitely want to make sure that you're communicating and you're talking to each other and you know what you like and what you don't like. And it is okay to masturbate in front of each other. It really is. It is fun. And you just might learn something. I think the main thing is to make sure that you're communicating in a way that is encouraging, not discouraging.
Right.
That is really the key part.
Found him.
Where he
Sorry.
at?
JewCee tells
That's
erotic
what I
chat.
figured he would.
So I can't do nothing
I
because
just need just type me his name, send me his name, and he'll be taken care of. Mike, I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass. You understand that, don't you? You
Uh
about to get
oh.
reported. You about to get
You done
reported.
you done brought out Mistress
Right,
Juicy. Do not
right,
play with it.
right. Do not play. You
Do
know
not
what?
play
where
with
you
it.
want me to type it at in the comments of that post?
Yeah, I know who he is. Mike Marcello. He's stupid enough to keep coming on here. Dumbass. So anyway, moving on. No, Mike, you're not gonna like that because I'm gonna cut your dick off and shove it down your throat. How about that? Anyway, I guess we're gonna get blocked for that one. We're just kidding. Just kidding. We're all love. So anyway, look at look at Syren drinking water.
This is the hardest thing I got that I can actually drink right now.
Oh, like I said, you know you've arrived when.
Yes.
You know, when you get idiots, that's when you've arrived. A ribboned. So
Only on JewCee erotic chat.
just crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
Just really like golly.
Thanks for the entertainment. Anyway.
Right, Mr. 2-year-old.
Thank you, Jalen. Thank you so much. Take that tequila shot because I would love some tequila right now, but I have to wait till Friday.
Jalen, bring me some tequila.
Give it to my sister so she can drink it for me. How about that? I
He's,
can't drink till Friday.
hang in there, girl. Hang in there. You want to girl, you almost done. Look at you.
Yes. Yes, I'm almost done. Y'all saw me
Are you crying?
my dinner. Actually, I'm good. I just want some cooked food.
Well, Dave, he deserves it for the shit that he said. We cut dicks out when they need to be.
Well,
Brought out Mistress Juicy. This is what you get.
yeah, you doing too entirely too much, sir. Entirely. You could have just sat in the cut.
And just did your thug thizzle without us even knowing.
And kept twirling your chest hair.
But we know
You're
one.
You're one chest hair. You're one. Single. But since you want to act an ass, don't worry. We'll take care of that. Take care of that real quick.
I
So
will
anyway,
say, with the whole sex positivity thing, I know that's not something that is necessarily popular with parents.
Oh yeah, you'd be
that's
amazed at how
and
much
that's
I get
and
cussed
to
out
me
when
that's
I
where
say
it starts.
mine.
Yeah, that to me that's where it starts. And like you said before, how I was raised with the sex talk that I got, I made sure that I did not do that same thing with my children. And now I have 3 adults, and they are very secure within themselves, and actually feel comfortable enough to even come and have able to have a conversation with me, as to the point where my daughter and her friend were in the other room, were in the next room watching TV. A female friend, and they were watching Insecure, and there was a sex scene that came in. And as a matter of fact, it was last week after the show. It was the funniest shit in the world. I walked into the living room and they're watching Insecure and it's a sex scene. And her friend immediately says, "Oh, I'm sorry." And my daughter goes, she talk about this stuff. She talk about this stuff all the time. I was like, I just finished a show about this shit. Like, don't be sorry. Shoot, this is natural shit. But think about it this way: there are a lot of people. You can't watch that stuff in my house. You can how you're keeping them from life.
Well,
You keep
not only that, but you're also you're starting the process that we're talking about right now of alleviating, because you're starting at that point. You're starting the process that sex is dirty, sex is this, that, all the
right.
negativity, all the negative connotations that would go with having sex as you get older. It starts when you're younger.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel
But
like you have somebody you can talk to about it, like JewCee, you were the person that you and another lady by the name of Darlene Escobar, you two were the two women that I actually was able to talk to that was older than me, that would even have the conversation.
yeah.
That's bad.
But to piggyback off what Dave just said, sex conversations with kids are happening way earlier than when I was growing up. That's because they need to now. I don't know, and maybe this is just my perspective as a mother and as somebody who was raised to not be taught, that was not talked to about sex. If you look back in history, even in patriarchal colonization history, women were considered women at 13, just like men were considered men at 13.
But
If only two ago we were being married off, even though it was still for the purpose of only being married off and bearing children. If only 200 years ago at 13, 14, when you got your cycle, you could be married off to have children for someone. Why do you think that today's generation of 14, 15, and 16-year-olds don't know what it is they want and don't need to be talked to about those feelings?
isn't being legally marrying a 13-year-old still on the books in some states?
Yes,
Isn't legally marrying a 13-year-old still?
Sorry, guys.
it is. It is still legal in some states.
Some of us
I
haven't.
believe Kentucky, the age of consent is 14.
Say again.
I believe in Kentucky, the age of consent is still 14.
Right, because wasn't it like I think there was one state that was trying to get it off the books that a 13-year-old a man could marry a 13-year-old still to this day in 2023. They were trying to get it off the books, and there was a guy who was actually standing in the way of it happening. I remember hearing. I think that might have been. There had to be. It was either this year or last year, but they were trying to put it on the books that you could not marry a child younger than, I think they wanted to raise it to like 16.
I think, well, there was another case, I think JewCee told me about it, where it was a cultural thing where the young lady was 13 or 14 and she had a baby and her baby daddy was like 23. The family was all for it. The family was there when she had the baby. They loved the young man. They were engaged to be married because I believe I don't even know what their religion was, but it was a cultural thing. And the family was okay with the relationship.
Mormons,
Mormons being married at 13.
Yes, they do believe that.
Most of these cultures, they believe when a girl starts bleeding.
Yes, exactly.
And that can happen as early as 9.
Right. Exactly. Hello. Shall we talk about our cults? The cults that are out there that are, and I'm not talking about the football team. CULTS.
Yes. Cults.
The cults that are out there that are doing these things. And the thing of it is guys, back in the day, a long time ago, this used to happen, and what they discovered with medicine is that yes, girls can carry babies, they can have babies at 9, 10, 11, 12,
And they're most
13.
likely to
But
they're,
they
they're most likely to die.
but they're not going to make it through childbirth.
No, they're not. And I'm
Because
not
they're
saying that it's not. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have age restrictions. What I'm saying is at by at least 14, 15 years old, you need to start having those conversations because by that time you probably had your period for a couple of years and those hormones and those feelings are taking over your body. That's also when people start dating, high school sweethearts and all that stuff. Boys are trained to go
Early.
and they are convincing our girls to do stuff that they're not ready to do. If you have those conversations with young ladies at 14, 15 years old, they can now have the conversation. When that boy gets in their face, they're confident with telling him, no, I'm not ready.
But also on the flip side, the conversation needs to happen with the young man that he is definitely
It
responsible for his
is.
own
But
ejaculation.
what I'm saying is, if you're having those conversations with teenagers at 14, 15 years old about what sex is and sex positive conversations, they can understand if they're ready or not. And they are not afraid to tell people no. When you make it taboo and you don't have those conversations, that's when fear mongering controls and they don't know how to say no or know
And
what
then
they're feeling inside.
So
and then it does sound hypocritical as well from adults
let me
telling kids not to do something that they're feeling within their body.
Exactly.
and here's the thing, it actually should start sooner than that. I
I
mean,
agree. I
as
agree.
soon as the conversation and by being a health education major, you all are waiting on your schools to teach your children how to have
You
how
need
to
to have those
have sex.
conversations at home.
And these conversations that you're waiting on are not happening in the school system. They're not going to happen in school systems because you all don't want them to happen in the school systems. You don't want them to happen in your home. You don't want to have these conversations because, oh my God, Johnny's growing up, or Sally Sue isn't my little baby girl anymore. No, she's not. She started aging from the day she was born. And a lot of children start asking questions even nowadays, a lot younger, because a lot of things nowadays, as compared to when I was raised, are over sexualized. Let's talk about the little 4 and 5 year olds that you have out here twerking on the damn videos. Let's talk about the perverts that get to see your little 4 and 5 year olds out here twerking on the videos. And you all think it's cute. I've even seen young girls, and don't get me wrong, because I used to model back in the day, but these little girls are dressed, they're not dressed in, to me, what I would consider child attire. They're almost put and dressed like grown women, full makeup, hair, nails. These are not little children anymore. They look like little grown adults. And as much as we over sexualize women a lot, we know that, we know that, but then you want women to be chaste and pure, but even you don't mind it, or you find it cute. It's a double standard. It's a huge double standard, and it's a lot of mixed signals that are going out to our young girls. So yeah, you need to start having these conversations as soon as they start talking, as soon as they start asking questions. My daughter asked at 5. I started at 5. I didn't wait. And I'm not going to. If I want to make sure that my daughter is armed with the truth, because let me tell you, I work with teenage girls. These young girls still believe that they can't get pregnant, and this is 2023. They can't get pregnant if they do it the first time. They still believe that. We still got young boys that think if I pull out, she ain't gonna get pregnant.
Free come.
They didn't hear you in the cheap seats.
Oh, my bad. Pre cum.
Girl, they act like they don't know what that is.
That's how
Some of
a lot
them
of
don't.
y'all got y'all
It's
kids.
grown men that act like they don't know what it is.
Some of them don't. like I said,
that ain't my baby.
so I had a contest on my page on JewCee Boutique, and I do We did not have a winner. I want everyone to know that we did not have a winner. The answer is 35 years. I've been selling adult toys, novelties, and lingerie. We'll try again next Sunday. Give you a new
I
question.
couldn't answer the question. I'm sorry.
No, you cannot.
We can't answer the question.
You can't answer the question. But we had 34, which was super close. 34. We had 30, but it is 35. It'll be 36 in December. But anyway, when I step into these homes and I go talk to these men and women, couples, whatever, mostly women, but I do talk to couples. I do talk to men as well when I'm at these shows. They don't know nothing.
You have a lot of the blind leading the blind, and
Exactly.
that's the reason why having these conversations in the home is so non-existent, because they don't know how to even answer the questions, so they just resort to, you just don't do it and say because God said so or the Bible said so, whatever, because you don't know.
Did it? I thought it said the bit. Never mind. I'm okay.
What?
But the thing of it is that it's not. It's the honest to goodness problem is this: we don't talk about sex positivity. We don't talk about sex in a positive light. Sex is dirty. And then all of a sudden, when you turn 18, sex is supposed to be clean and wonderful. Sex
is... No. You have to be married first.
Well, yeah, married. Yeah,
you need to
be married.
But no, you can't have kids first. You got to be married first.
You got to have all this
and be a virgin when you get married, so that when you get married, the night you get married, you give your husband your pure self, your pure untouched self.
My husband's a hoe. Wait a minute. Hold on. He done been out here fucking grown women, and you want me to stay pure and chaste for his ass? Fuck him.
Did she say it like that? Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did. She said, fuck that.
I just had to put that out there because
here's the thing. Here's the thing. We expect a lot.
I'm sorry.
So for those of you that can't see the comments, one of our favorite tuner inners, Mr. just spit his beer out after Purple Rain statement. So anyway, here's the problem. There's a lot of mixed. There's so many mixed signals that are out there that we can't even cover even 3 of them. Okay, there's so many of them. There's just a lot, and what happens is we pass all of this mass confusion onto our children, and our children in turn pass it on to their children and their children, and so on and so forth. In addition to all of that, we want somebody else to talk about it, have the talk with our children. So we're looking to the teachers, but then we want to regulate what the teachers actually say to the children in the classroom, so they only get a snippet of information.
And who gets lost in the sauce? The kids,
the children. And then guess what? When I go to a show at somebody's house, I've got a group of women that when I talk about anal sex, their asses tighten up. We're back to the very beginning here of the show.
A very good place to start.
We're back, and on top of it, we've got the if you over here. We've got if you
have sex, you get pregnant, you die, and you go to hell.
Right. And so we're back to the beginning. If you haven't noticed, we just did the vicious circle that is going on in our sexual lives in an hour and a half show. And it's just, it's sad, and it needs to fucking stop, because it's just ridiculous. When you stop and you think about it, it's just ridiculous. Nobody wants to talk about sex, But let me tell you something. All y'all wasn't born in no damn petri dish. So
I
somebody
swear
had
to God,
sex.
somebody was busting it open. I promise
Somebody
you.
had
I
sex.
promise
It was
you,
clapping
cheeks was being
cheeks.
clapped.
It was clapping
Yeah.
cheeks. I'm
Somebody.
telling y'all, as much as we love lingerie now, grandma was getting it in and had 15 babies in a moo. I'm just saying.
Right. And it was somebody was having sex, y'all.
Somebody was.
So it just it, and, and somebody was going, oh,
Grandma and
oh,
grandpa and that
shit,
moo. I'm
oh,
telling y'all,
oh, oh. You're here in the bed,
she had 15 babies.
yeah. So somebody's having sex. You cannot keep doing this, folks. You just cannot. We have got to get a better grip on this because yes, teenage pregnancy is up. It is what he said, granddaddy feel just like
Get them.
go to the corner.
Altair, I need you to start being on the actual live chat because they need to see your comment.
Oh my god, I can't. So okay, seriousness. We gotta be
Ooh, it's
serious.
hot in here.
I know. Serious. It is really important, guys. Yes. Sex positivity is very, very important. And it does lead to a lot of the complications that we've discussed tonight. It just really, it really does. And I'm trying to block his comments because I can't. Okay. I can. So it's really important that we do take sex a little more seriously, and the fact that we are more positive about it. Yes, we have those conversations with our children. I feel, as a health education major, I feel you need to have those conversations as soon as they start asking. Now, you're not going to sit there and tell them the college version. You're going to tell them at the level that they are. When they start asking questions, you need to start giving them correct answers at a level that they can understand. And as
Please don't tell your babies that babies come from the stork. Quit.
right, or the cabbage patch. So just understand that it's right.
Exactly. Age appropriate discussions. And
It
do realize that your kid does not know as much as you do. And honestly, we are the ones that make things perverted, not them.
no. And every time you all well, I don't think and you make faces and you make gestures. Here's the thing. You all are so upset about your teenage girl getting pregnant while Johnny is over here whispering in her ear how beautiful she is.
And how if she loves him,
Mm,
she will do it.
mm-hmm.
And I love you, baby. And this is what people in love do.
And
Why is he having that conversation with her before you ever do?
mm-hmm.
And why would you want your child to have a conversation with somebody that don't have the answers at all? That knows just as much as they do.
That
And
part
doesn't know anything about birth control.
at all.
Not
But
even
knows just
how,
as much as they
not
do.
That was
even
a
how to put the condom on. Not
right.
even how to do it.
That was the argument I had with my parents when I put my daughter on birth control. So you're permitting her to have sex? No, I'm trying to keep from being a grandmother.
That right there. Like the idea that if I say yes to her having a pill, that is saying, well, yes, you can have sex. No, that's protecting her. Even though I don't like birth control pills, I don't like birth control at all because it's not natural for your body and it will fuck your shit up like it did mine. But at the same time, being sex positive, which is what this episode is about, means that You need to have a conversation with her and find out what she needs. Not what you think she needs, but what she needs, because her life is not a replay of yours. It's
Yep.
different.
And being sex positive also means being sexually responsible.
And teaching how to be sexually responsible. And if you don't know, finding out what that actually means.
Because
I wish that I was taught to be sex positive before I was, because I would have learned a long time ago that I was allergic to latex. I've been fucking up my body for years
Whoa.
trying to figure out why I was drying out and doing all kind of stuff. Like the moment I realized what it was, it helped me. It also helped me have that conversation with my daughter because she's also allergic to latex.
Wow. I think you're the first
Thank
person
God
that I've
that
met that is actually allergic to latex. Wow.
most people are. They just don't know it. That's why a lot of these condom companies are no longer using latex.
What are some of, I'm sorry, just, I know this is not necessarily this topic, but what are some symptoms, or how can that be seen if you know?
Not having your natural lubrication, so you naturally dry up. You itch while having sex.
yeast.
Yeah, yeast build up all the time after sex. pH balance being thrown off with protected sex.
Even toys are
Yeah, that's why I use skin,
even
because skin is non-latex.
even toys have gotten away from being made out of latex.
That's why the gloves in the hospitals are not latex anymore. They're vinyl.
Because yeah, a lot of women, you're messing her up totally. And I didn't know until I figured it out. I am allergic to um
Yes, they are.
and um it's really, like I said, it's really important that we have these conversations, and it's important that you know your body, and it's important that you talk. If you don't want your kids' friends telling them about sex, then I would advise you as parents to do your job and be a parent, and stop trying to act like your child is never going to have sex ever in life, because they are, and they probably, some of them
I'm
probably,
the parent that all the kids come talk to.
some
I've
are
become
already having
that.
sex, and you don't even know it, because you think that Johnny and Ginger are just as sweet as pie. And that's great. I'm happy you think your children are just as sweet as pie. But while you at work for 28 hours out of the day,
Your child don't know how to can't talk to you because you are either not accessible, or you don't know, and then you have the parent that like me, that ends up impromptu hosting a loss of virginity party with a cake. I didn't know they did that.
surprise.
I did not know they did that, and all of a sudden there was one at my house, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Like, look, she did. Oh my goodness, they all happy. Hey, girl. Okay.
Too late.
Me.
So make sure you're talking. That's the main thing. Having conversations, being open. That's what positivity is also about. Being open. Listen with your ears, not always just with your heart. Listen, and make sure that you're doing the things that are going to keep your relationship hot, tight, and together. And just try some new things if you feel like it, and talk about it. Definitely have that 3C moment, that clear, concise communication about how it makes you feel, what it makes you feel, if it makes you feel. And don't take every criticism as like a downer. Take it and run with it. Learn how to do different things, learn how to do better, learn how to really get in tune with your partner's body, because sometimes it's just the little things, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, y'all are really in tune with each other, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. um
Amen.
So don't think that somebody that tells you something it's not a positive, because it is. So everyone, please, 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 please practice sex positivity. Be a little more open, enjoy it a little bit more. Self-love is definitely a winner. Okay, go ahead and have that orgasm. Go ahead, I'm gonna have one after we get off here, and go ahead and release some stress,
Hey, shit.
just have a and just really enjoy yourselves. So ladies, do you have anything else to add to that, because we're just running a little bit over, but that's okay.
No, I don't. I think we covered everything today. I love this
I agree
conversation. You know how
too.
I am about sex positive talk, though.
Yeah, I think it's really good that we had some up to date articles that I could read from for you guys, so that so we had something from the Cleveland Clinic here back in 2021. So they're doing research on sex positivity, and actually what it means and what it does. So look for some more studies and things to come out on this topic, because I think it's really really important that we stay positive with. What is going on, and stay current with what is going on in the sexual revolution, if you want to call it that, so that everyone can really enjoy themselves and enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism as well. So, anything from you, Syren?
Okay, my tabs jumped just for a second, so I lost us, and now I'm back. So,
Okay,
no, I don't. I really don't. No, I think we covered everything.
he's so silly. All right, y'all. So, once again, just letting everyone know, if you missed the announcement at the beginning of the broadcast, just letting you know that EEE has been postponed. We are looking to do that in 2024, based on low ticket sales. Unfortunately, a lot of people stated that the date was difficult for them. So we're hoping that by changing the date, we can get a few more, bolster our ticket sales and get some more people to join us for a wonderfully erotic event that is sex positive. Okay. We got a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff going on. We are getting a hold of people. If you purchase tickets, you have the chance to either roll the ticket over until our next event, or what we will do is refund your money. Don't have a problem with doing that. For our vendors, the same is also going to be applied. If you would like your vendor fee refunded, we will do that as well. We should have the new date before the end of the week, so that you guys can still be a part of the event. So it was a difficult decision to be made, but we want to pack it. We have a great lineup, and we want to give everybody this opportunity. So make sure when you hear the new date, you go out right away, get your tickets, so that we can get this show on the road. We want to have as many people in a location as humanly possible. Once again, for Juicy Boutique, there was no winner tonight, but on Sundays, I will be asking a question. And with that question, you will be able to win a free toy from Juicy Boutique.
I want a free toy.
Right, damn.
For people that don't know me, thank you. Um, yeah.
I'm just saying, I could try.
I mean,
Shit.
You can try.
I don't know all the answers. I don't know all the answers.
So there was no winner, but we'll see what happens next week. How about that? Okay. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. Well, for everyone, my beautiful, beautiful, darling co-hosts, and myself, Miss JewCee, make sure you join us again.
I mean, what?
She turned that music on and her voice went
Every
away.
time.
It did.
Yes, every time.
Let
You
me-
start the music and it's like, no, we don't want to hear you. We want you to hear me.
Hear the music. Bro. So we will be back next Monday night. Look, I'll turn that off. We can turn that down. We'll be back next Monday night with more Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Don't remember, it's football season, so hug a ball. I mean, have a ball. I mean, go Browns!
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, your orgasm. Yeah, you need it.
I need one. Everybody, tune in next Monday night. We'll be back live at 10:30 p.m. where Miss Purple Rain will be taking the lead for the show. And I can't wait to see what she comes up with. Make sure it's not a ball. But
It's a few
like
balls.
a couple of balls. Let's juggle balls next time. So we'll see you next week, right here back on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat, 10:30 for our folks in Barbados, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 Central Standard, and 6:30 for our folks out on the West Coast. Otherwise, enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism for my beautiful melanated queens, Miss Syren and Miss Purple Rain. We will see you next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.